Hello everyone, this is Bob Treemore. Here we go again. Is Peloton entering the platform wars? Is there a war for strength platform devices? What's less than a war? Not a battle. Most people don't even know what platform strength is. So we're not a war, not a battle. A scuffle? I think we'll go with a scuffle. Is Peloton entering the scuffle of platform strength? I don't know, but this week, as you can see on your screen, I tweeted out there was a patent filed and or approved on October 6th, which is Thursday. Today, as I'm recording this, it's Saturday. I thought about this for a few days. I was thinking to myself, is this just another patent that Peloton is filing? Is it something that we can dismiss out of hand? They're got a lot of things going on. They just released the row. Is this patent kind of dirty leftovers in the fridge that no one's ever going to get? And it was been in there for a very long time, and it's not going to turn out. Well, I was looking at the patent a little bit closer today, and I've been thinking about it for a few days. Let's just actually look at the patent itself. Right here, publication date October 6, 2022. For those who aren't familiar with, maybe we should even back up what we're talking about here. We're talking about a platform strength device. You see this this athlete over here sitting on top of a resistance machine with cables and a bar. Of course, you use handles or ankle straps or anything of that nature, and you're pressing it up or pulling it away from the machine. And this is obviously an intelligent machine. This is not just a flywheel spinning. This is a platform that you stand on or is heavy enough to provide resistance of its own, and the cables, along with an app or something of that nature, is providing some sort of resistance as you're doing your various exercises. This is what we're talking about when we're saying platform strength. There's a couple out there, and we're going to go into those in just a moment. Now that I've kind of gone down that trail, let's circle back to the patent. The patent has a publication date. The patent has a filing date. Probably not everyone looking at these this patent deals with patents every day like I do. But what is interesting here, this doesn't look like a dirty leftover. The publication date is October 6, 2022. The filing date is March 31st, 2022. That is an interesting date. We're not talking about a year ago. We're not talking about 2 years ago. We're talking March. And for those who know, when did Barry join Peloton officially? Obviously, I think everyone knew in 2021 what was coming down the pike. But in February, Barry McCarthy joined Peloton. February 2022. This patent was filed on March 31st. So we're talking almost 2 months after Barry. So Barry, you would think he approved and said, all right, file it. I sanction it, move it forward. So this is very peculiar considering where Peloton's at right now. Because most people would dismiss this out of hand. This platform, what are we looking at here? This is another strength machine. Peloton has its hands full. There's enough going on. We don't need to add kindling to the fire. Maybe we are. Maybe we are adding kindling to the fire. This is March 31st. This is very interesting. So this is the strength device. The other aspect I wanted to go into as far as patent filings, Peloton doesn't have that many pieces of hardware, right? They have bike, tread, guide, and a few others. A lot of companies use patent filings like mud against the wall, like just patent filings out the wazoo. We're gonna every creative thought that our team comes up with, we're simply gonna file something, get it out there, get the IP, the intellectual property rights to it, and move forward. Peloton doesn't seem to operate in that mode. let's look at what hardware patents they've filed versus what has come to fruition. Bike patents filed, used. Tread patents filed, used. Guide patents or patent filed, used. Heart rate patent filed, used. I'm putting all the hardware patents on the screen. I'm not leaving any off. I'm not leaving off the ones that are filed, not used, filed, not used, filed, not used. I'm telling you, I'm conveying to you what patents have been filed and what have been either used or unused. Right now, we're looking, we got bikes and treads, but let's stay simple here. Let's stay at 30,000 feet. We've got 4 filed and 4 used. Now, what Peloton does do in its patents, because it covers more than hardware, is they often file patents with features built into the IP language that they don't always use. But as far as hardware, right now we're batting 4 for 4 for what they've filed versus what they've used. That leaves us with this guy. This guy we're talking about today. The strength platform patent has been filed. Is it going to be the one to break the mold here and go, it was filed? Not going to use it. It was filed in March of 2022, after Barry. So what is this thing? This is my conglomeration where I'm kind of sifting down the essence of what we're talking about. Here I have highlighted a platform for performing strength activity. Cables come out and a resistance motor inside. Here we have a bench and you can store it below. And this is not only just storing it below, but here we're kind of getting a vision of how you do bench presses. So you take this guy over here, you take this bar, you wrap a bench over top of it, and you've essentially got a bench press. And here we've got this handle here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but again, it stores easily underneath this bench. Here's an internal diagram. Here we have a guy doing it. And in just a moment, we're going to look at some competitors, real life scenarios as to how these devices are being used. But I just want to lay out kind of out the patent, what it covers. Here we have a neat little proprietary connection point they have. I don't know. They've got buttons on the handles. If you've been watching my other videos, buttons on the handles are always a popular topic. Here we have buttons on the handles for weight on, weight off, as well as increase the weight, decrease the weight. I can never figure out where the camera is. So we've got buttons on these handles. Let's look at some competitors. Let's get an idea of kind of what strength platform fitness is. And we're at the end, we're going to talk about the viability of this even more than what we've kind of discussed right now. But I wanted to get this out there because it hasn't gotten a lot of press because I think, like I said earlier, a lot of people are dismissing this. I'm not sure it can be dismissed. Is it realistic? Is another question, or at least timeline discussion is another question. But this is a topic that I think a lot of people are just kind of putting to the side and said, noise. It's noise. It may be. But you've got to go through the facts so that everyone can make their own determination whether it's noise or not noise. Here we have the Arena. There are 2 primary connected fitness platforms. When I say platform here, I'm literally talking about a device. I'm not talking about some conceptual topic of a platform. I'm literally talking about a stage or a box that you stand on. So we've got this Arena platform, and here we have a gentleman doing bicep curls on top of the Arena. Here we have the Vitruvian. These are the 2, Arena and Vitruvian. And here we have a nice lady doing some type of extension on her Vitruvian. And what these use are, both of these are used in coordination in app. So you're looking at your iPhone, your iPad, something that's kind of off screen from what we have. So here in either these Arena or Vitruvian, this lady or the gentleman in the prior slide, they had said, I want to do 45 pounds, and they've got their app, and they type into their Vitruvian app or their Arena app 45 pounds, and I'm going to do some extensions. Both vary as to how they figure out what exercise you're doing, but let's just stay basic. I'm going to do some extensions. I'm going to do 45 pounds. And they do that. And they do that for 6 reps or 7 reps, and the app keeps track of that. It's connected fitness. It does everything that you would expect it to do as you do your 7 reps of bicep or tricep extensions here. So we've got the 2. These are on the market. Vitruvian's an Australian company, Arena, I think is a U.S. company. What's interesting with Vitruvian is the timing of this. I track a lot of connected fitness companies, probably over 20, and I tweeted this out on October 3rd. This was before this patent came up. Patent came up on October 6th. Vitruvian status change. In a curious move, Vitruvian has removed its corporate LinkedIn page. It's gone. If you go to LinkedIn and you type in Vitruvian, they used to have a page. Think of whatever. You go to LinkedIn, you go to the Apple page, you get an Apple page, and you look at various people who work at Apple. There was a Vitruvian LinkedIn corporate page. There no longer is. You can still go to the president and founder, John Gregory. He is still associated with Vitruvian in his resume on LinkedIn. I don't want to bore you with LinkedIn, but if you clicked on Vitruvian in his LinkedIn resume or work experience, it goes nowhere. It goes to a dead page. It used to actually go to Vitruvian page. I bring this up, I think, for the obvious reason. Is this related to Peloton's patent filing? It may not be. It may not be. It may be just literally coincidental timing, though it's still weird that Vitruvian took down their corporate page. Something's going on. We don't know what it is, and we don't know if it's involved with Peloton. But the timing is interesting. Guess who else? We have a third player, at least a third player in concept. I tweeted this out late August. I hunt tonal patents as well, with rumors of Peloton evaluating, and we can discuss that here just after this, evaluating and discarding platform-based strength concepts. It is interesting to see a recent patent filing by Tonal. Look at this. Is another platform. Now this thing has not come to market yet that we're aware of. We don't even know if it's actually in development. This may be one of the kind of the leftovers, the IP mud against the wall that we talked about earlier. This may be one of those things. But Tonal at least put enough effort toward it where they actually had design mock-ups, and of course there's a whole bunch of text language behind all these patents, but that's not exciting to look at. Tonal went so far as to do all this: get patent filing, get patent approved. So we've got Vitruvian, Arena, definitely in connected fitness platform strength. We've got Tonal, who appears to be strongly interested in it, or at least was. Now Tonal went through a series of layoffs recently, as I think we all know, and just about all the connected fitness firms have. So this might be something they had in mind and have discarded. This is something that maybe just someone had a brilliant idea about and they wanted to file a patent on, or this might be something that they're actually still working on. So we talked about earlier, the platform wars. Are people really excited about these? I've never seen one in person. I've talked to people online who've seen Vitruvian in person or Arena in person, and they seem to like it. It's kind of a middle ground. Oh, we're going to get to the middle ground here in just a second. This is the middle ground. But you've got, well, let's what did I say I wanted to talk about right before we moved here? Oh, if you follow Pedal Buddy, I should have brought their article up here. But it was rumored. It has been rumored. I don't know. It depends on how closely you follow them. But Pedal Buddy publishes, obviously, as soon as they get news. We do both a little bit of the same thing, different markets in different areas. But they tracked that apparently a survey form went out on a platform-like device to some select members. And they asked the members, is this something you're interested in? And then later, Peloton reported that it believed or have evidence, or there were rumors of, where the platform device had been, even though it had been asked about on survey, it had been lowered on Peloton's priority scale, and really Peloton wasn't interested anymore in that. So this is not brand new news. We learned in 2021 there were rumors of a platform by the survey, and there were rumors of the cancellation of Peloton's interest in the platform in 2021. And now in 2022, specifically March and October, we're getting more information. It's all very, very curious. It's all very, very curious. Oh, let's watch some in action. We saw some static images. Here's the arena. People doing all sorts of things. So this is a very versatile device, both of them. We'll look at a Vitruvian video here in a second as well. But I just wanted to show you, these are not single point of use devices for one exercise. You can do, they've got 9 pictured here. I would wager that you could probably do 20 or 30. I will also mention that both of these devices, Arena and Vitruvian, are right around $2,500. Arena, as of this moment, does not charge a membership fee for app access. It's $0 a month. Let's put it that way. Vitruvian charges $39 a month, which is a pretty hefty subscription fee. But that's how you connect to the Vitruvian device. So one is $2,500 plus $0 a month. One is $2,500, but you can actually max the Vitruvian out to like $3,000 with accessories. But that's at $2,500 at $39 a month. If Peloton were to come out with one, you would assume it would use the same $44 a month. We're eventually going to get there. Let's look at a quick video of Vitruvian. I've got this sped up 1.5, so if you see her kind of moving faster than what you imagine, that's the reason for there. So again, we're seeing essentially the same type of thing that we saw in the previous video. She's using the cable pulls and either handles or a barbell or something of that nature to do various exercises. You can lay on it, as we saw some pictures earlier. You could put a bench underneath it and do some bench presses. It's kind of if you're familiar with Tonal, there's, I would say, 3 primary full connected fitness strength machines on the market right now. There's the Tonal. There's OxFit XS1, which is fairly new. And there's the, I'm going to mispronounce it. I like to say the Forme, but the Form or the Forme Lift, also fairly new to the market, which looks almost identical to the Tonal and same functionality. So all 3 of those, Tonal, OxFit, Forme, all 3 essentially do the full scenario of what this platform is a bit of a junior to. So we've seen those. We see all 3 here, and obviously, potentially we could put Peloton. Could have made this a 4-quad screen. Put Peloton in here. It's curious. These are my comments on for and against a platform. The patent is real. The survey was real. Vitruvian and Arena are real. Tonal's patent for a platform was real. Where is my Mr. Treemore? Where is your there? Okay, all right. Let's go to the fors and against. 4. The future doesn't pause. Customers need fresh hardware. They not only need fresh content, they need fresh hardware. Everyone saw the exception with the reception of the row. I won't say the purchase of the row at $3,195, $3,195. But people were very excited that Peloton was coming out with a new piece of hardware. Whether or not they actually buy it, that's for another discussion. I've done a video on that. Competitors competing. The scuffle, this not war, not battle, but the scuffle seemingly happening around platform strength. Competitors are competing. Does Peloton want to get in before it's too late? Possibly. Unencumbered. Peloton is out of logistics. They're out of manufacturing. Let's go to here. I did a video a long time ago where I was speculating on the future of Peloton, and I had in first quarter 2023 Cell Tonic Fitness, their Taiwan manufacturing fully owned arm, and Precor. They bought Precor. There were two reasons why they said they bought Precor, at least two reasons we inferred they bought Precor. John Foley. Gain commercial access, get those segments under our belt. Let's get easy streets to talk to those people. The thing is, Peloton has made almost zero progress in commercial. And John was talking about using Precor's two manufacturing plant, one in Washington, one in the Carolinas, to also make Peloton equipment. Well, we know how that turned out. We have an excess of equipment. The last thing Peloton needs is more manufacturing capacity. So I still believe that both of these are probably going to leave Peloton fairly soon. Precor, I talked about it in Barry's memo the other day about their hopefully final restructuring. A lot of memos went out. I'm not going to recap them if you're aware, but many of the articles were talking about Barry's thinking about getting rid of Precor, and he should. If they're not going to make use of commercial access, and they're not going to make use of Precor's manufacturing facilities, it's dead weight. It is dead weight. The $400 million that you, or $425 that you spent buying it, Peloton needs that back in its checkbook. And same with Tonic Fitness. I follow their hiring page. To the best of our knowledge, this is in Taiwan. They have several locations in Taiwan. But I follow their hiring page, their career posting page, and it has been literally 0 employees for the past almost 3 months. New as to new hires, and it seems to be they shuttered. In fact, the president of Tonic on their Facebook page in Taiwan is kind of weird, but he put out a note a few months ago, and I'm going to paraphrase and some inference, but and I'm also translating from Taiwanese. He said, we've been shuttered. We're going to remain shuttered through October. And in November, I'm going to tell you, the employees, what the go-forward plan is. So I'm monitoring his Facebook page very closely. If Peloton watches this now, they're probably going to tell him not to post anything on his Facebook page. But I'll be following that very closely to see if the president actually posts a plan, or whether the plan is simply, well, Peloton just sold Precor and they're going to sell Tonic Fitness as well. Where were we? Logistics out, manufacturing out, retail soon to be out. I follow those store closings as well. There have been a number of store closings in 2022, but all before Barry's last restructuring announcement where he talked about retail is going to close in 2023. So I'm monitoring those stores closely. Right now, nothing has been closed since Barry's biggest announcement regarding that. Good, better, best. We're going to come back to that in a second. Let's look at the against. Row was just released. I think it's pretty common sense. Let's pretend for the moment that the Peloton Strength platform, maybe if we just start calling it platform. Peloton seems to be down with the obvious naming scenarios. So Peloton platform, let's pretend it's a real thing. Row just got released. It gets delivered theoretically in December. The last thing Peloton's going to do is step on its own release, especially when they have so few pieces of hardware. They're not going to step on a release. So as far as timing, if this is a real thing, at the very earliest, you have to think summer 2023 if this is real. If not much further out. I said very earliest because they don't want to step on the real release. It's probably much later than that, if it's even real. That's what we're talking about today. The company situation against this patent being a real thing. That was weird. It's weird, weird, weird. Demand is down. Peloton has not been profitable. Their cash pile is dwindling, and they have lost thousands of employees who obviously can contribute to a new product, an NPI getting out there, new product introduction. Barry is digital first. I've mentioned that several times if you watch my other videos. Barry came from Netflix and Spotify, which are not hardware-based products, they're software-based products. And Barry has mentioned many times that he's a software guy. He wants to get the app out there, hopefully internationally soon. He's not said anything about that, but I am certainly hoping soon Barry gets international out there, and so we can get other people from other countries using the digital app. But his hardware interest seems to be minimal. But this patent, merch filing, and they obviously have other priorities. There's a lot going on at Peloton right now. So let's look. If you saw one of my previous videos, I was talking about the good, better, best strategy. And it was interesting as I was thinking about this for the last few days, this Peloton platform. And I even speculated back on the video where this slide was brought up, but I've added to the slide. But right now I just want to focus on this middle section. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Strength. Guide. Could be a good. Platform. Could be a better. It would fit right in, and then ultimately, I put a picture of a tonal here, but my objective was simply a full machine. Tonal, Oxfit, and For Me, Lift. There's 3 out there. This is the holy grail of connected fitness strength, without a doubt. This type of machine, not necessarily the one I have on the screen here. But Guide would be a fantastic, good option, especially now that it has rep counting. It might actually start becoming useful. Peloton platform would be a fantastic better. Fantastic better. People who don't want to go the full Monty on strength could have something portable, though they still have to use an accompanying app with an iPhone or an iPad. And then where I think everyone is hoping one day, and again, Peloton's got enough on their plate right now, but I think we're all hoping one day they'll get something like Tonal. I own a Tonal. I think Tonal's fantastic. I would love to have a Peloton version of Tonal. I don't know what they would call it because we've got Guide, Peloton Platform is what I'm naming it today. I don't know what they would name this third one. It's interesting. If you have an idea, let me know. So that's kind of where we wrap up. What does this mean? I was ready to dismiss this patent, but the platform wars may be on. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, thanks for tuning in anyway, and we'll talk to you next time.